Good morning, school friends. Today we're going to be reading a story, Goldilocks and Just the One Bear. Now, that word Goldilocks, that reminds me of another story, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Now, this book is what we call a fractured fairy tale. So it takes an original fairy tale that we know, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, and it changes the story a little bit. So as I'm reading, I want you to have a think. What is very familiar in this story? What do you remember from the story Goldilocks and the Three Bears? And it's the same. What connection can you make to this story? So what's the same and what is different? I hope you enjoy the story. Goldilocks and Just the One Bear by Lee Hodgkinson. Once upon a time, there was this bear. One minute, he was lollipopping about in the wood, all happy-go-lucky. The next minute, he hadn't a crumb of a clue where he was. He was completely lost bear. Wrong way, no, this way, no, this way actually. The bear didn't much like this place. Too many bright lights and not enough twigs. Too much loud honking and beeping and not nearly enough owl hooting. The bear was also a teeny bit scared. His furry legs had gone slightly wobbly. Maybe the thing to do, said the bear looking round, is to nip into Snooty Towers here and get away from this terrible racket. Look, there's Snooty Towers. There's the bear. That says Dizzy Heights. But the spinny Snooty Towers door made the bear feel dizzy, and being dizzy with wobbly legs was bad news. Have a look. Oh, he's round and round and round. He's all dizzy. What the bear needed was a little sit down. A little sit down somewhere would definitely see him tickety-boo. The bear peeked through a door and thought how very pleasant it was up here. No nasty and noisy like down there, thought the bear, just the place for a little sit down. All that whooshy travelling was certainly a hungry business, so before his little sit down, a spot of porridge seemed a good idea. This porridge is too soggy, said the bear. This porridge is too crunchy, said the bear. Have a look. That's the crunchy porridge. That's the soggy porridge. This porridge is a bit on the dry side, said the bear, but it is better than nothing. Now the bear was ready for his little sit down. This chair is too ouchy, said the bear. This chair is too noisy, said the bear. This chair is just right, said the bear. A little sit down is all very well, but what the bear needed to feel tickety-boo was a good old-fashioned lie down in a comfy bed. I wonder if this reminds you of another story. This bed is too frothy, said the bear. Wonder where he is. This bed is too pink, said the bear. This bed is just right, yawned the bear. And soon he nodded off. The bear dreamt of crunching through leaves. The bear dreamt of pottering about in his slippers. The bear dreamt of a voice shouting very, very loudly. Somebody Somebody has been eating from my fishbowl, said the daddy person. Somebody has been eating my dear pumpkin's kitty nibbles, said the mummy person. And somebody has been eating my toast, said the little person, and they've eaten it all up. Unfortunately, the bear was not dreaming at all. He was wide awake and back in real life again. Somebody has squished my cactus, said the daddy person. Somebody has upset my dear pumpkin, said the mummy person. And somebody has popped my beanbag, said the little person. Somebody has been sleeping in my bathtub, said the daddy person. Somebody has been sleeping in my bed, said the mummy person. Shh, whispered the little person. I think that somebody is sleeping in my bed right now. The bear peeked from under the duvet to see a daddy person, a mummy person, and a little person standing right there. A duvet is what we would call a bed cover or a quilt cover. The bear thought that the mummy person looked ever so slightly familiar, and the mummy person thought that scoffing other people's breakfast, breaking other people's stuff, and snoozing in other people's beds seemed ever so slightly familiar too. Then the penny dropped. Little bear, said the mummy person. Goldilocks, said the bear. I think they recognise each other. Porridge? Asked Goldilocks. The bear nodded. So Goldilocks cooked up a big bowl and plonked it in front of him. It was not too hot, it was not too cold, it was just right. It made the bear almost forget that once upon a time Goldilocks had behaved so badly. This little bear would never dream of doing anything like that. Look at the cat looking up at him. And although it had been good to see Goldilocks living so happily ever after with those charming people, the bear decided it was time to go back home to the woods.